Welcome to Jackie's Craft Table. Hi, Jackie here. Welcome to another card tutorial at my craft table. I'm using a cute stamp set from Mama Elephant and it's called Tiny Ninjas, and I'm going to make an encouragement card with this stamp set. I'm cutting out a piece of black cardstock with a 5.5 by 4.25 faux stitching die. The only reason I'm covering it with a piece of printer paper is to protect the black cardstock. I think it's time for me to get new cutting plates. I'm also using circle dies to cut out windows into my black cardstock, and they also have the faux stitching around the outsides of the windows. I cut out the first circle in the very center of my paper, and then I'm also cutting out one at the top corner and one at the bottom corner. And then I'm left with a piece of black cardstock that looks sort of like Swiss cheese here, but you'll see what I'm going to be doing with it here in a sec. I also cut out a piece of Neenah Solar White 80-pound cardstock with the same faux stitch die. I'll be using 3 of the ninja images for this card, and I'm just going to center them in each of the circles. Since they are such solid images, I pulled out the mini MISTI so that I can restamp them if I need to. It was difficult choosing which ones because they are all such cute images. Once I have all 3 ninjas in place, I can close the door on the mini MISTI. I'm going to ink these up with some VersaFine Onyx Black ink. And I did remember to use my EK Success powder, my anti-static powder. This is a step for some reason I always seem to forget. It is a very important step because it keeps the embossing powder from going where you don't want it to go. And here's the cute little ninjas. It didn't stamp as dark as I wanted it to, so I'm re-inking them up and I'm going to stamp them again. Now I'm going to take this panel and I'm going to pour some clear embossing powder over it. This will add a little bit of shine and dimension to the ninjas. And I'm going to actually do this step twice to make it even more dimensional. Here's my heating tool, and I'm just going to melt the embossing powder till it turns shiny. It's a fun part to watch. I left the little ninja stamps in place so that I could go back to it and ink them up again. This is a very handy tool for that. I probably should have made a whole card set while I had my ninja stamps in place. There are so many cute sentiments in this set, you could just change up the sentiment with each card. The clear embossing powder melted very nicely over the image for the second time. As I said before, it just added a little bit more dimension and shine to my images. To color in my images, I pulled out 2 of my Zig markers. I'm coloring in their belts with fluorescent pink, number 3, and for their skin, I'm coloring it in with flesh color, number 71. This was a rather fast card to make, not a lot of coloring going on with this card. I'm going to use 2 of the sentiments from this stamp set. The first one says, "Hiya." The second one says, "You can do it." I put my anti-static powder down liberally on this black cardstock because I'm going to be using white embossing powder on this card, and I don't want that showing up anywhere else on my black cardstock. I manipulated this sentiment into sort of a curve. I wanted it to kind of curve around the window. The anti-static powder really shows up on this black cardstock, but after I'm done heat embossing the sentiments, I'm just going to wipe it with a clean cloth and it comes right off. Now I can pour on the white embossing powder onto both of the sentiments, kind of flick off the excess, and pull out my heating tool again. I love how the white heat embossed sentiments just pop against the black cardstock. I haven't used ribbon on a card for a long time, So I pulled out some pink ribbon that I had in my stash. My idea here is to have the pink ribbon coordinate with the pink belts on these little ninjas. I'm using the Tombow tape runner to add adhesive to the ribbon. And I want them to be at a slant. And then I can just turn the card over and adhere the rest of the ribbon to the back of the card. I'm just going to trim that up a little bit more. Once I adhere my black cardstock onto my white panel, nobody will be able to see the ribbon behind. I'm going to put a smaller stripe of ribbon at the top of the card. Just trying to get them to be parallel. And then I'm doing the same thing. I'm just going to glue them down to the back of the card. I'm adding more Tombow tape runner to the back of my card. And then this tape runner is kind of neat because you can press down on it, and I do it right here. You can just get little dots of the adhesive on the smaller places. Now I can attach that to the front of my white card panel. And my ninjas are kind of spotlighted by these little windows. Now I can apply my completed panel onto my card base. This was a very fast and fun card to make. Thank you so much for watching. You can give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel and blog if you'd like to be notified when I make more card videos. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye.